Good morning. So I wanted to take a second to talk to you guys about what grading is going to look like for this quarter because I've gotten a couple questions. One, I've got an email from Westfield City Schools, like the school district, telling me, um, kind of giving me some ideas or some guidelines about that kind of stuff. And I wanted to kind of run you through kind of what my interpretation of that was and what I plan on doing. And if you think that's unfair, if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. But we are allowed to look at fourth quarter grades as being either satisfactory or unsatisfactory. And so my plan is to grade you guys along that system. Satisfactory, meaning you guys have engaged in the content I've asked you to engage in. I realize we're not always going to get things right. It's not always going to be perfect. But just the fact that you guys are working through some of the assignments I'm giving you, that you're responding to them, that you're communicating with me, that you're putting some effort into learning some of these things, that's going to be more than enough for you guys to get that satisfactory evaluation for the fourth quarter. If assignments are missing, if we have half or more than half of our assignments just not turned in at all, not completed, if you guys, if I feel like you're not putting any effort at all forward in doing this stuff, if I'm not hearing from you at all, if things are coming in super late without lots of communication, then we're more at risk for receiving some of those unsatisfactory grades on assignments. So if you have questions about that, feel free to ask me. So far, those of you guys that are consistently turning in work and communicating with me and submitting assignments, I know we're working out some kinks as far as how to do that and how to do that well. And some of us are having a hard time doing that on time, but you're still getting those in. So that's a great sign. For those of you guys that I'm not hearing from, but maybe out of 5 assignments I've turned in 1 or 2, or I haven't gotten any from you at all, that's more of a concern. That's more of an issue. So we need to start getting on top of that. It's okay if things are starting to come in a little bit late. That happens sometimes. I just want you guys to kind of get rolling with this and start working through the 1 to 2 or 3 assignments I give you per week. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. The way it's going to work for the year is, if you receive a satisfactory grade, I'm just going to take your quarter 3 grade and I'm going to make that your semester grade. I think that's a fair thing to do. Obviously, some of you guys maybe didn't have a very good quarter 3 grade, and so that will give me a chance to evaluate how your efforts in quarter 4, and then maybe use that idea to bring up that quarter 3 grade. So if maybe you failed or got a D or a C in quarter 3, but I felt like you worked your butt off and really did a good job engaging in quarter 4, then that satisfactory is going to work to bring your grade up. So even if you failed quarter 3, don't feel like you're doomed. It could be with some effort in quarter 4, that's going to be enough to bring your grade up and really help you pass the class for the semester, if that makes sense. Okay. If you got an unsatisfactory, it really just depends. Obviously, if you had a really good grade first quarter, I don't want an unsatisfactory for the second quarter to have such a huge negative effect on you. So I know this is kind of tough times and there's some weird things going on that are making this a little bit tough. So I want to be able to remember the work you did in front of me in class and be able to evaluate based on that. In some cases, it's 3 quarters. In most cases, in a few cases, it's just 1 quarter of work. But I want to be able to look at that whole body of work and kind of evaluate that way. So it's not super like cut and dry. It's a little bit subjective in terms of how it's going to work. So what I would encourage you guys is to do work now to show me evidence, to show me that you're engaging, to show me that you care a little bit, to show me that you're showing some responsibility with engaging in the material I'm trying to give you. And if you do that, then I am more than excited to find a way to make sure you get a grade that you are comfortable with and happy with, that you feel like you deserve. And at the end of the quarter, if you feel like you're being evaluated unfairly or in a way that doesn't make sense, that doesn't match maybe kind of the situation you're in, that's a conversation you and I can have. Again, my goal is not to punish or hand out consequences or to stick it to anybody in terms of just negative results. I'm not trying to hurt anyone in that way. So I want to do what's fair for you, what you think is fair, and what you feel like represents the effort and the thought and the what you put in and what you've gained from this semester class. Okay, so hopefully that's encouraging. Maybe helps dispel some worry. I feel like most of you guys that have been turning in assignments consistently, you guys are doing absolutely phenomenal. But there's still a lot of you I'm not hearing from. So I really want to encourage you guys to get going on that and start doing stuff as this quarter continues to move forward. Have a great day.